Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today, we've got another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 Prestige class for you. And today, from the Complete Warrior, we have the Thayan Knight. And I was on the wrong page, so there we go. There's your Thayan Knight for you. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what the Thayan Knight is. We're going to talk about what it takes to become a Thayan Knight. We're going to talk about what the Thayan Knight gets. And finally, we're going to talk about how good the Thayan Knight is and how you might potentially use it in a build. So let's get started. So the Thayan Knight, well, they are the knights in the world of Thay, which is from the Forgotten Realms, I believe. Now, these guys are the protectors of the Red Wizard. Red Wizards are powerful, powerful casters. But you know, sometimes casters could use a bodyguard to, make sure nobody's like sneaks up on them and manages to, get the drop on them, because wizards tend to be bad in melee combat. So the Thayan Knight basically stands guard by them and makes sure that they don't have to worry about that, because the Thayan Knight is quite good at melee combat. Yeah, that's basically what they are. Is they're a melee fighter build that is just very much subservient to the Red Wizards. So that's what they are. So that said, let's talk about what it takes to become a Thayan Knight. So first off, any non-good. The Thay aren't exactly great. So you got to be evil or neutral. Base attack bonus +5. That's one of the harder ones to get. But fairly simple, straightforward. Skills: Intimidate 2, Knowledge Arcana 2, and Knowledge Local Thay 2. So not a lot, in all honesty. Feats: Iron Will and Weapon Focus with the Longsword. And finally, you have to have sworn allegiance to the Red Wizards of Thay. I mean, you are you are their protectors. So yeah. All right, so that's all it takes to get in. Pretty simple, straightforward. Let's talk about what they get. Okay, so good base attack bonus, great. D10 hit dice, great. They get a good fortitude save, but a bad reflex and will save, not bad. And that's base. Oh, and 2+ int for their skills, and an okay skill list. It's not bad. Could stand to have listen on the list, but other than that, it's a pretty solid list. It's only 2+ int, but still. They also get Tower Shield proficiency, which can be useful. I know normally you come from a fighter build, and fighters tend to already have Tower Shield proficiency, but you can, have your fighter pick up a different shield proficiency instead. So that works. Basically, fighters, it's not so much that they get Tower Shield proficiency, it's more that they get proficiency with one exotic shield. So there's that, and then you can just grab Tower Shield proficiency with the Thayan Knight. So yeah. And Tower Shield is an exotic shield, so yeah. The only reason why, at least per the way it's written in the Races of Stone, basically how it is that fighters get one exotic shield proficiency of their choice, and it's just in the player's handbook there's only one exotic shield, so that's why they're kind of stuck with Tower Shield if you're sticking to core. So but when you get to Races of Stone, when there's more exotic shields, then they can kind of take their pick of which one they want. So yeah. Anyways, so let's get back to the Pagan Warrior, the Thayan Knight. So they get Horrors of Thay, which gives them initially a +2 against Fear and a +1 against Charm. This does double at 5th level, or no, at 4th level, sorry. But okay. This is something they get 1st level. They also get something at 1st level that gets them a +2 on all reflex saves. It comes from a tattoo that they get either on their back or forehead, and whenever that's visible, they also get a +2 on intimidate checks. So if it's on their forehead, then pretty much always. The back, less frequently. Let's see. They also get. They also have the downside of if a red wizard casts a mind affecting spell on them, that they automatically fail to save and it just works on them. So that is unfortunate. These guys are the protectors of the red wizards, and therefore red wizards are super powerful against them. They really do not have any good. Their resistances against red wizards are pretty bad. Yeah. They get Zulkur's Defender at second level. That just gives them a +2 morale bonus to attack and damage to anyone who has attacked them or they saw attack a red wizard. So that's actually not too terrible. They get a fighter bonus feat at third level, so nice. Yeah, just a fighter bonus feat. It does specify it can't be weapon specialization, and I personally would go on to infer a greater weapon specialization, as well as any feat that requires weapon specialization. There are a few, like especially in Player's Handbook 2. I personally would not allow Thayan Knight to grab any of those, but honestly, they could pick it up as a regular feat if they meet the prereqs. So yeah, there's that's pretty minor limitation. Fourth level, they get Final Stand, which basically gives them lets them, and as a standard action, they can give themselves and a bunch of people nearby them 2d10 temporary hit points, which isn't bad at all. Yeah, pretty solid stuff. They finally, at 5th level, get Zulkur's Champion, which lets them get a +2 on any saving throw after everything's known. So once you've rolled the dice and saw what it is, and you know what's all going to be added to it, you're like, ah, crap. You're like, oh, this is going to turn out to be a 16, or this is going to turn out to be a 28. At that point, you can be like, you know what? I think the DC is lower than that. Let's add 2 more to be safe. So you can do that once per day. Now, whether or not it has to be before you know whether it succeeds or fails, hard to say. But you definitely get to know after all other information is in. You get to know after you know what all bonuses are going to be applied to it, as well as what you actually rolled on the die. So you're like, ooh, I rolled a 2. He's like, ooh, I rolled a nat 1. Well, I'm not going to add it because it fails no matter what. Or, ooh, I rolled a nat 20. I'm not going to add it because that just succeeds. But and it's like, ooh, I rolled a 19. You're probably not going to add it. I'm probably good. Rolled a 2. Ooh, maybe I should add that. Or you'll be like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't because I don't think even with a +2 it's going to work. So, you can kind of play off information a bit, whether or not you add it, which is pretty good. It's only once a day, but the fact that you can do a certain level of metagaming on whether or not you should add it is kind of nice. And of course, it's not technically metagaming, really. It's just your character having, a hunch whether or not they're going to need that bonus or not, and taking it when they feel that they could use the bonus and they'll need it. So yeah, because this is metagaming, but it could easily just be like a hunch kind of thing. So that's what they get, all in all. It's not too terribly bad. For a fighter with 5 levels, they would get 2.5 bonus feats. These guys get 1 bonus feat, so really the rest of the stuff just has, and it's the same list as fighters. So really, to stay on par with a fighter, they just have to get enough stuff to make up for 1.5 fighter bonus feats. And the +4 to fear, +2 to charm, +2 to reflex, +2 to attack and damage on things that have attacked them already, and 2d10 hit dice, temporary hit points to a bunch of stuff as a standard action, and that +2 to luck bonus on a saving throw after they know a lot of the results. It's not bad. I'd say that's probably, between all of that, that's probably pretty close to about 1.5 fighter bonus feats. Now, the entry requirements of Iron Will and Weapon Proficiency Longsword are not the most optimal feats in the world, but they're not horrible feats. They're actually pretty standard in a low optimization game. So honestly, it's an all right prestige class. Is it the best? No, definitely not the best prestige class in the game. But is it horrible? No, I wouldn't say it's horrible at all. I'd say it's pretty all right. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Thayan Knight. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content. Because we do one on every single class, race, and prestige class in Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. Ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you